And we're singing. We're singing. Dun, 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 dun. Time to talk. Beauty and the Bitch. And the award goes to...
Beauty and Morgan!
I am so excited to be here today to set the record straight that this is fucking bullshit.
What is bullshit?
It is. This award is for Beauty and the Bitch, and I refuse to accept it on behalf of Beauty and the Morgan.
Okay, it's fine. It can be Morgan and the Beauty. I'm not messed up about that. This is our acceptance speech, and we're spending it tit-tattering amongst ourselves about who's the bitch.
Which is
it's
exactly
obvious.
what we would do.
That's factual.
But we would like to thank ourselves.
Yes, us and us alone. Believe in yourself and no one else.
Because no one will help you get there. Only you will raise yourself up on the pedestal you deserve.
And let me tell you something else. Once you get there, they will try to tear you down.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, they will do.
They will not believe in you. They will tell you you are just mediocre. They will give you 4 out of 5 stars. And you know what? You don't need that negativity in your life.
Shit. You don't need someone pulling up tweets from a decade ago.
You need friends that will blindly give you 5 out of 5 stars.
Oh, and also, first and foremost, above everything else, I would like to thank the one who has supported us, who we prayed to, who we really spent a lot of time with throughout this process.
Thank you. Satan.
Thank you, Satan.
Satan, as we like to call him when we're hanging out.
When we're chill.
We could not have done this without you.
Praise Satan.
Praise Satan. Yes. And welcome back, my friends, to Beauty and the Bitch. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Mick. I see, I almost did it, but I already made the joke once, so I was like, why make it again?
I mean, honestly.
Also, if a joke is truth, like, you don't have to beat it into the ground.
Right.
Today. And on today,
we are here to talk about the Golden Globes, or as the layman terms, the trashiest award show that means nothing.
Yeah, which is especially appropriate because I also call your chest the Golden Globes. Trashy means nothing. Decided by 90 foreign journalists.
I'm like, not even, that's a great nickname for my boobs.
I mean, and you're wearing like a goldenrod sweater right now.
Also,
so
it's like their award quality. Even if it's the shittiest award, like, there's still award quality.
Even if it's that award that no one fucking cares about and no one understands why anyone cares about it.
But they still get dressed up and come. Like, they're still there.
Yeah. Yeah, just like when people have sex with you. They get dressed up. And they come to
this
your
is
backyard
getting too
for
real
drinks.
Right now about my life.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to burst you out as far as like your prostitution. And
you
all
did though.
But you know what? You shouldn't be ashamed of that because sex work is good work as long as you're
I'm not
protected.
ashamed. I'm just embarrassed.
Oh, okay.
It's different.
Speaking of embarrassing, can we talk about Lady Gaga, I think, left embarrassed from the Golden Globes.
Well, it's interesting because they tend to have, like, favored her. Like, I think the awards that she has won in the past for her American Horror Story work have come from the Globes. I'm not sure that they were Emmys, though I didn't do any thorough research to back that up, but I'm saying it like it's a fact.
You know what? In this world that we live in right now, you don't have to know what the hell you're talking about.
I'll just say what I think and pretend like it's a fact.
And if someone calls you on it, say that's just an alternative fact. It's not the fact I believe. That works both ways, honey. I can believe anything I want over here.
You know what, though? She looked fabulous as hell.
Oh, and I saw an interviewer on the red carpet be like, oh my God, did you do this as like a Judy Garland callback? Because Judy Garland wore a similar dress for A Star Is Born. Literally the same movie. And Lady Gaga was like, no, like she was like, oh no, this was like handmade for me for this event. And by someone famous, obviously some ritzy person. And I was like, oh girl, well they had this in mind because that dress looked so similar.
Oh, that's interesting.
To the dress that Judy Garland
And if
wore.
they didn't, like, what a spectacular coincidence.
Right? Hashtag blessed. Hashtag still couldn't get you more than one Golden Globe, Gaga.
Oh, Gaga. You know what though? I I'm sure A Star is Born is a fantastic movie. Like, and I don't know why, but I have this like blocker where I'm just like, I just don't really care to see it personally.
Yeah.
But it's like, everyone won't shut the fuck up about it.
You didn't even, we were going to do an episode on it and you shot that shit down. You said, no, fuck Gaga, fuck Judy Garland, fuck gay people. You said, fuck movie musicals. You said, fuck the Golden Globes.
I feel how I feel.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
You know what, though? I'm not clamoring to see it either. And I really should be. I really should be, but I'm just not. I don't know why.
It's probably good.
I mean,
it's just
I
like
guess.
a thing. It's one of those films you just like have to be in the mood to see, and like I just don't particularly feel in the mood to see a movie about a person with addiction who like raises a girl up, and then like there's all this drama, and like I just can't do it right now.
No. It's essentially the story of me and you. You know, I've raised you up out of the pits, but now I can't overcome my own problems.
Honestly, I turn into Lady Gaga in this story, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and I turn into Dead. Doesn't he die at the end?
Oh my god, I don't know.
I don't know.
Spoilies.
Well, actually, not really, because I don't know. You know how confused I am. I'm just dancing through life. That could have been, like, from a Bruce Willis movie from 3 years ago.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
They're alive. Damn
We're
it.
actually about to do an episode on that, too. You're
so
bleeding our
are.
2 lives together,
Ooh,
Morgan.
it's all I know how to do.
We actually, here's what happens. Morgan comes over to my place. I drug her. I chain her up. And then we record 10 episodes in a row.
Yeah, that's actually
Because
pretty standard.
I have to trick Morgan to get over here. She doesn't want to hang out with me. And so when she comes, I make use of it.
And you know what, though? I've got Stockholm Syndrome, so I like it.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe you just like it because I'm the beauty.
Okay, this is more Stockholm Syndrome.
It's just a possibility. I'm just putting it out there as a possibility.
It's one option. It's fake news.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so as far as... do you just want to run through the award winners and give our opinions?
Sure.
I know people are on the edge of their
Do you have it, like,
seats.
pulled up?
I do.
Okay,
I do
great.
have it pulled up.
Yeah, we can do it in any order you want, and I'm happy to tear it down or give it praise.
Okay, so why don't we start with the biggie? Well, one of the biggies. Best drama. Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
So nominees are Black Panther, A Star is Born, If Beale Street Could Talk, Black Klansman, and Bohemian Rhapsody. Now, Morgie, of these 5 movies, how many have you seen? Not to throw you out, but believe me, you've seen more than me. Well, or at least we're tied.
Wait, shit, I don't have... All I have are the winners pulled up.
Okay, so Black Panther, Star is Born, If Beale Street Could Talk, Black Klansman, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
None?
You haven't... You didn't see Black Panther?
Oh, yeah, I saw Black Panther.
Okay. That's the only one I've seen. And I'm embarrassed. I'm going to put it straight out there. As I was doing research for this, dear listeners, I am so sorry I haven't seen any of these damn movies. I thought I was up to date, but I am not.
Well, the problem with these award show films is, something like 90% of them get released, like, right at the end of the year when you're in the middle of Thanksgiving, you're busy at work, and then it's fucking Christmas, and then it's New Year's, and you just, like, haven't had a goddamn minute to go see the film.
Girl, I don't even wipe my ass anymore.
Or they're not even available, right? Like, Mary Queen of Scots was available at one theater for a limited time.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's like, how does one even see it unless you, like, illegally watch it online? Like, for a lot of these, it's just really hard. And we live in a pretty big city where, like, film is pretty big here.
Yeah.
So it's like, if it's not accessible for us, like, most fucking people haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, and that's award shows all the way around,
All
right?
the way.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so the winner was Bohemian Rhapsody, which was exciting for me, but also very controversial.
The world was shocked.
Shocked, because A Star is Born was the pick to win, correct? Is that true?
It's pretty high on there. What were the... Oh, sorry. We won't do this with every episode, but this is the big one.
The others are Black Panther, which would have been the first Marvel movie to
That
win.
didn't super stand a chance just because of that.
I didn't think it did either. And frankly, Black Panther was amazing, but it was amazing for a superhero movie. And to be honest with you, there are different standards.
I think
I'm so sorry.
If Beale Street Could Talk is the new Barry Jenkins film, and I think that also was like picked as a favorite because of course his work with like Moonlight, right? Won
Moonlight,
an Oscar,
which was so good,
and people are really moved by If Beale Street Could Talk, which is based on a book about like real life people and the situation that happened to them. So it had like all the factors that award shows
I'm not
love.
trying to put you out right now. Do you know what it's about?
I do.
The way you
It's
just
about...
said that, maybe you were trying to avoid spoilers, but I was like, Morgie's pulling a Mick Parker in class when he hasn't done the reading. It's like this chapter was about the people and the things that happened.
It's this couple. They live in like Memphis, and he goes to
Beale
prison.
Street.
He goes to prison for a crime he did not commit.
Oh,
and it's like their life story.
Yes.
So without
very
giving
timely,
too much away,
very
yes,
timely.
yeah, and also so it's based on a real life like personal tragedy, which award shows love. It's about a group of people that are like, what's it called? Like it's about all these
like overlooked.
Yeah, like it's about all these black families like trying to live their best
like
life in Memphis
a
in a
minority
time.
that's discriminated against.
Yes, so it's like that, and then also Barry Jenkins is a former award winner, and sort of an up and coming like really hot filmmaker. So it had like all of these factors.
Well, and they got some other wins
Yes,
though.
they
Once we
did.
get down, we'll get some other wins. But so they were a good possibility. And then Black Klansman with 3 Ks is something I really want to see.
Me too.
It's got a lot of, to me, except for Bohemian Rhapsody, which has a shit ton of buzz. Well, they've all had buzz, but I heard a lot about Black Klansman, and it was kind of my pick to win.
Also based on a true story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And it stars oh shit, what is his name? Adam Driver, John David Washington, Topher Grace, and Laura Harper.
It's a lot of people.
Laura Harrier. I don't know
And
who
it's
that
supposed
is,
to be
obviously.
just like really fucking good. It's also one of those films that's not super accessible, like streaming for rent anywhere. So like I haven't seen it, but I have been wanting to.
Well, I mean, it's a Spike Lee, and then produced by Jordan Peele too.
Yeah,
who just won last year.
He's all
with Get
over
Out.
a couple of things as a
God, I love
producer
Jordan
lately.
Peele. Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
I love it. It means he finally has money to support stuff he's into. Which is
Yeah, and his new horror thriller in the vein of Get Out is actually premiering at South by Southwest this year.
It's called Out Get?
It's called Us.
Oh.
And there's like a teaser out right now, and I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it looks very intriguing.
Ooh, God, I love him.
Yeah.
This isn't about Jordan Peele, but his career trajectory has given me so much life because he's been consistently doing work in whatever genre or oeuvre he's able to do so, and he's fucking excelled in everything.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And he's like a young black man, not actually that physically attractive, which I'm also excited. I mean, he's cute. I'm not coming for him, but he's not like a Denzel Washington or like a Brad Pitt, right? But he's still doing so well. I feel like he's a millennial star, and I'm super into it. Okay, but Bohemian Rhapsody, were you shocked that it won?
I was.
I was too.
I was also, we're going to get to this, but I was a little shocked when Rami Malek won for Best Actor. Not that like I felt like, oh my God, the competition in this category is so steep, because of course they break things up at the Golden Globes, so you get like more chances, but I just, what I read and heard critically did not match up with this. But of course, the people who choose these awards are not the critics. They're the Hollywood Foreign Press
It's
Association.
fucking 90 random foreign journalists.
So they really liked it. It really resonated with those people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it was controversial, though, because of the whole Bryan Singer saga. you know?
Yeah.
So, if anyone doesn't know, and this is all alleged, but it's pretty definite. The reason he left Bohemian Rhapsody at the end, which I didn't know when we filmed our Bohemian Rhapsody episode, is because charges have been filed against him of like pedophilia and assault and stuff. And so he said he left for a family issue, quote unquote, but it was because of that. That's why he left. So people are like, why are we giving this awards? But I'm also like, well, maybe it's because of Rami Malek and the writers and the screenwriters and the grips and like everyone else who made this movie who isn't Bryan Singer, just because he is a shitbag, which is well known. That's like we've talked about that multiple times. I am not fucking connected to Hollywood in any way, and I knew Bryan Singer was a pedophile. I've known it for years because people have talked about it for years.
This R. Kelly documentary is out right now.
Lord. And you saw charges.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And people are like having so many feelings about it. And it's like, y'all, R. Kelly being a pedophile has been a joke since Mad TV was at the height of Mad TV.
These are all things that are like open secrets.
Yeah.
But that's good. It's time to like clean out the open secrets.
But people are rejecting it. Like people are like trying to like come to the aid of R. Kelly
What?
and be like, people coming out all like, all these years later and like all this stuff. And it's like, there's no way that you can be on the side of this person.
No.
This person's had a long time coming.
What's that R. Kelly documentary on? Netflix, Hulu? CBS? I have no idea. I haven't watched
It's on like a weird channel, like
Spike
because
or something.
because it like really dramatically has like increased their like viewership.
Everyone's been talking about it.
It's on like USA or one of those kind of channels.
And there are now charges filed against him because of the documentary.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm gonna watch that because what's it gonna tell me that I don't already know? I'm horrified at the very mention of R. Kelly, but I believe I can fly.
Yeah, he cannot enjoy it anymore.
That's the only one that
There's
the only part of it.
No remix to Ignitions anymore.
Oh my God, I love that song too. Hot and fresh out the kitchen.
Yeah.
Mama rolling that body.
Got every
she's
man
15.
in here wishing.
Oh, okay. That's why I missed.
That's what he meant.
I misunderstood the lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of disturbing stuff. So yeah.
Anyway, so that was a tangent, but okay, Bohemian Rhapsody. I haven't seen it, but I can't wait to see it. I actually am very excited about it. So, would you have given Bohemian Rhapsody the win if you were the one and only foreign journalist who was voting? Would it be Bohemian Rhapsody, or would you have given it to someone else?
Well, I think I would have given it to someone else, but I think I might have given it to someone else in the other Best Motion Picture category because they have the second category of musical or comedy.
Yes.
Which is why there's more opportunity for awards, right? They split it up into this... And, like, they're famous for, like, splitting stuff up in really fucking stupid ways. Like, when The Martian won for Best Comedy. Yeah. And it's like, has anyone seen The Martian?
Well, that's also...
Even Matt Damon's in on that joke. He's like, yeah, that was stupid.
Vice is the one this year that's like, why is this even in the comedy category?
So, apparently that's also a dark comedy. I had never heard of that.
Yeah, but girl, people say all kinds of things are dark comedy. What is the difference between a dark comedy and a tragedy?
Well,
nothing but the tone, honestly.
I guess so, but I guess that one was made specifically to make fun of Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
So, like, they were coming from a standpoint of, like, we're going to make this, like, biopic or whatever, except only to point out the stupid shit and make fun of this person. But again, I haven't seen it, so, like, I don't know.
Well, forgive me, because I might be a bit confused. Vice is the one they were making fun of all night for not belonging in that category, right?
I don't know.
Wasn't there like a running joke about like, why is Vice even in this? Or I could be confused. You know I do a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
I might be confused.
I don't know. That might have been a thing. I was like cooking a bunch of food while this award show was on, so I was in and out of the living room.
So you're using your lovin' oven, is what you're telling me.
I was. My lovin' oven.
Baking a little something in the lovin' oven.
But I did watch the trailer for it because I literally had never heard of it. Yeah. And the trailer was pretty funny.
Okay, so just quickly, because I know you don't have the nominees. Nominees for Best Comedy: Vice, Mary Poppins Returns, The Favorite.
Because it's musical or comedy.
Oh, musical or comedy. Yeah. You true. Crazy Rich Asians and Green Book. And the winner, which I think shocked a lot of people, was Green Book, right? Mm-hmm. Continue, though, because I just wanted to get that information. Because you said you would have picked someone different.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a really interesting list of movies to be like, these are the top films of the year. Yeah. Like, and I don't think that a lot of people agree with all of that being the top films of the year. So I'm interested to see what the Oscars pull together because, like, that's really the definitive list of, like, these are the top films of the year.
Yes.
But I think for Best Musical or Comedy, I think Green Book won. Mm-hmm. And I also haven't seen that. But that's one of the films that I was under the impression, like, why is this a comedy?
Maybe that's the one they were making jokes about because it isn't much. I mean, it's the story of isn't it like a jazz musician and his like assistant, the jazz, or maybe he's not even a jazz. I obviously haven't seen the shit. Played by Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah,
it's a white man and a black man who's his assistant in like like the 40s and 50s or something. So like a very racially charged time in the South. Yeah. But here's the thing. I heard some tea. Also controversial. Green Book. Because,
the perspective.
Because people were saying, first of all, this is a story. This is directed by a white man. Like most of the people who were part of it were white, according to what I've read. And also the black man who the true story is based. This movie's based on a true story. The family of the black man who really existed said, girl, no, they were employer and employee. They weren't biffers like they make it look in the movie, which is really important because that's the whole thing of the movie is like, it was a white man employing a black man, but they became true soulmates or whatever, you know.
I haven't read the book and haven't seen the movie, but I heard people saying that like the book is maybe more from the perspective of the black man, but then in the movie Viggo Mortensen is the lead character and Mahershala Ali plays like the supporting actor role.
See, yeah.
And like I don't know if that's true because I'm not all up in it, but that's the tea I've been hearing.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Crazy Rich Asians should have won, personally.
I fucking love Crazy Rich Asians. I could, like, not get enough of that movie. Yeah. I also just read the second book in that series, and it was also hilarious and super drama-filled. Okay. I love drama, and I love comedy.
I would have given it, I mean, Crazy Rich Asians, I would have given, that's my pick. I think Vice, even though I haven't seen it, just
People
looking
really
at
like it.
Yeah, and it's got a great cast. I mean, Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Steve Carell, Sam Rockwell. I mean, really, you can't get more A-list than that.
In the trailer, of which is all I've seen, Sam Rockwell as George W. Bush had me in stitches. Like, he fucking nails it.
And fucking Christian Bale as Dick Cheney is horrifying.
The makeup is crazy.
Christian Bale has been off my radar. I know he's been consistently working, but honestly, I feel like he hit his height with, I'd say American Psycho 2 Batman. Yeah, so like the 90s and early 2000s. Right?
Yeah.
And then since then, I've kind of been sleeping on him, but he's been working.
He's become like an insanely talented character actor. Like, basically, almost everything he's done since Batman, he's been like really good, like, character acting.
Because he's made his money. Mm-hmm. Now he can just do fun, smaller roles.
He was in American Hustle and famously, like, gained a shit ton of weight for, like, his role in that.
And the same, except opposite, for The Machinist, where he lost, like, an absurd amount of weight. And he looks horrifying in that movie. You're like, girl, get help. Go to the hospital now. Yeah. He's too thin. It's scary.
So he's been, like, living that life. And honestly, it's a really good niche for him. Like, not that he's not great as, like, the leading man role, but I think he's so much better served, like, doing stuff like this because he's very good at it. Yeah. And he is deeply British. Like, his accent, like, when he went to accept his award, like, people forget because he never plays.
Yeah, I thought he was an American.
No, girl. In Newsies.
I didn't even know he was English.
Yes. You know, like, in Newsies when he, like, one of his, like, first films.
I love him in Newsies.
When he has that very, crush. Like, New York accent, like, you could hear his British coming through a lot in that, but like he is like such a master of like his accent. Like, you should look at his acceptance speech because he's like so deeply British and he's so like British. But then like you watch the trailer for Vice and like he's good. Like he's fucking in it.
You know, I've gone on, just this past week, I've gone on a real trip with Christian Bale because I believe I could be quoted just a few episodes saying something not very positive about him. Like, he's over, or I'm finished with him, or I think he's creepy, or something. I remember talking shit about him in some way, but girl, just even not seeing Vice and just based on the research I've been doing, I mean, for what it's worth, I was wrong. He's a winner.
Well, I mean, he can't be good in everything, but
that's true.
I think this movie looks good, and I am excited to see it. I don't think it's like I'll go to the theater, but like as soon as it's available to rent.
Well, now, you did see Mary Poppins Returns, though.
I did.
You saw that on Christmas, right?
I wouldn't call it an award-winning film.
Oh, okay, see, that's what I was going to ask. Because I haven't heard, like, hardly anything, like, great about it. I've heard middling to bad.
Yeah. I loved it. I think if you liked the original Mary Poppins... and you think that it still stands up and you still like the things about it, then you'll like this one. But if you've, like, say, revisited it as an adult and been like, that's cheesy as hell, maybe you won't like the new one because it's very similar.
How was Lin-Manuel Miranda in that? Because I fucking love him.
He's fantastic.
I mean, everyone loves him. That's not a hot take.
Honestly, it felt more like a Lin-Manuel Miranda vehicle featuring Emily Blunt as a fantastic Mary Poppins. And
I'm fine with that. Mm-hmm.
Mostly the feedback I hear is he did a very like shitty Cockney accent, because of course he did. And a lot of people were like, that's really like tacky. Like, couldn't he have tried harder? But like, to me, it felt like more of an homage to like Dick Van Dyke's really shitty Cockney accent. Totally. Because like it really matched the tone of the first one for him being like really not great at that. And it's like really kind of a kitschy sort of like, oh, I'm the person who does this menial task. I speak in my Cockney accent. Like, it just felt like that was how it had to be. So I enjoyed that. And, oh my God, they had so much money. They threw so many money into this movie. And fucking Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins was like, so spot on. Like, she was so good.
I love her.
It was magical.
People sleep on Emily Blunt a lot, too.
But not for everyone. If people are like, I saw it and it was trash, like, I could see how you could feel that way. Like, that film was not for you.
That's fair. Yeah, fair. Well, just like the original Mary Poppins. Girl.
Yeah.
2 great moments. The rest is boring as shit. And I will go on record as saying that. I tried to rewatch that shit. I could not. I don't have enough hours in the day.
I think it's a very good family film. Like, a lot of kids of all ages would really like this.
Let me ask you this. Why the hell you have a tea party on a ceiling? That don't make no damn sense, my queen.
Well, you gotta use that imagination.
This shit's crazy. This is crazy. Where does penguins come from?
Oh, from inside of Cartoon Land.
I don't understand this.
So much.
This is not the gritty crime drama I was promised. Oh, you sound like Pheromone right now. Do you know that?
No.
Drag queen? She goes, oh.
Oh.
She's famous for crying and moaning.
Oh, well.
Pretty awesome. Yeah. Okay, what about Best Actress in a Drama? You've got Rosamund Pike for A Private War. Don't know that. Don't know her. You've got...
Rosamund Pike played the creepy lady in Gone Girl.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
Oh,
okay. She's beautiful, but this is the first time I've ever seen her name or her face.
She does a lot of BBC stuff.
Oh, okay. See? And I can't get that in the U.S. BBC should be easier to get here. Can I just tell you that?
America's trash.
Because I would watch that.
America's trash.
Oh, hot take. Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me? No.
Which I haven't seen, but heard is, like, interesting.
I heard it was, like a 60%. Like, not bad, but, like, not a win.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman for Destroyer. Nicole Kidman looks crazy in this picture, I'll tell you that. Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born, and Glenn Close for The Wife. And who won, Morgie?
Glenn Close.
Yes. Shocker. A lot of people were shocked.
No one was more shocked than Glenn Close
right?
was.
She was not expecting that shit.
She was not. I do not know anything about The Wife or how it has been received, but I couldn't help but wonder when she did accept her award if it was one of those lifetime achievement.
Yeah,
like when Leo won for The Revenant, but it's like not super his best work. It was just like, y'all, Leo's been at it.
Yeah.
Leo needs this.
Give him this award.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I mean, we've touched on this already, but Lady Gaga being snubbed for Best Actress and also A Star Is Born being snubbed generally, but then they gave her the best song. I almost seemed to me like they were saying, stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Like, which I'm reading into people who have never met and don't know. But, you know, Madonna was able to do a crossover okay. And Lady Gaga, I know Madonna cringes when she hears this, but Lady Gaga's the new Madonna. And I think it was really kind of the Golden Globes being like, nah, girl. Like, you were fine, but, like, stick to music.
I think because people who are fans of A Star Is Born are, like, fans.
People love it.
So generally the world was shocked that Gaga did not win this.
Gaga!
Yeah. Like, I thought she was going to win this category, personally.
I thought it was going to be Nicole Kidman. Just for name. Because I feel like she's got... Her career is really trundling along right now. We were talking about this last week. Some episode, but...
I only didn't think that she was going to get it for this film because she just cleaned up with all the Big Little Lies stuff.
That's
like,
a fair
that
point.
bitch, ran the award circuit last year.
Fair.
But it's not unheard of for them to, like, you know, let her continue her streak. But
sure.
I just kind of felt like because of that, they were like, you had a minute. We're just going to, like, let someone else get this for a second.
Which is fair. And you know what? With Glenn Close... This is her third Golden Globe. She has never won an Oscar. Glenn Close has never won an Oscar. That's
wild.
That seems wrong to me, but whatever. And this is the first time she's ever won a Golden Globe for film. The other two were as TV.
Oh, no way.
Yes. So, like, she needs all the awards.
Yeah.
I mean, Lifetime Achievement or not.
She's such a diva.
Yes, exactly. So... I was actually pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and she was, like, crying. She had a pretty moving speech where she was just, like, super unprepared, and she was just like, you know, we've come so far, we still have so much further to go, but, like, I'm so thankful, and, like, she had her moment, and it was sweet.
And I was happy for her.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga cut her hair, though. She had enough. She said, my hair is gone. My honor is dead.
Yeah, I'm sure she was shocked. I feel like... Also, for A Star Is Born, they put so much into marketing and PR. Like, Star Is Born has been, like, shoved down our throats.
Well, you know what I read about that, though? Lady Gaga has been doing all that marketing and all that
Sure
PR, but old
has.
Bradley Cooper has gone silent for a few months. That's what I read online. And that's why people were like, that's why it didn't clean up, is because he left Lady Gaga to do everything. And then he went off and probably masturbated while looking in a mirror. I don't know what he was doing.
He's so attractive.
He's very attractive. Yes, he's very attractive. Speaking of very attractive, best performance by an actor in a dramatic motion picture.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mr.
nominees.
Malek?
Oh, Rami Malek looking so fine. God, I love him.
He's just
God,
like
I love him.
an alien goddess land mermaid. He's so beautiful.
I wish he was gay, though. That's the only downside. Well, I know it's not a downside to everyone else, but if he was gay, I would be like a super like creepy stan. Like,
Well,
I would
maybe
be
it's
so
good that he's
fucking into
not.
him. Well, fair enough there. But okay, so Rami Malek, nominee, also winner. Other nominees: Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, William Dafoe for At Eternity's Gate.
Okay,
I don't know
that's
what that
okay.
is. That's a new spacecraft company.
I do like Willem Dafoe though.
Oh yeah,
That
I mean he's classic.
He's got a face that kills.
Ooh, and
like,
he looks
literally
good.
he will
for
kill
his
you.
age. He looks good.
Yeah, he's great.
He's nothing but dimples. Really, his whole face is a dimple. Lucas Hedges for Boy Erased.
Right.
My pick was actually on him. I thought he would win. And then John David Washington for Black Klansman. I don't know John David Washington. I'm realizing.
I'm not familiar with his work.
I'm gonna IMDb him. Morgan, did you think Rami Malek was gonna win?
I was surprised, but also like it's just like not the greatest lineup. Like I feel like this isn't the strongest year for like film competition, so maybe it was a good opening for him. But also, if anything was gonna win for Bohemian Rhapsody, I think it did make sense to be him as a lead actor, because he, from what I've heard, like he carries this film and he put so much into it, and like from the trailers and the clips I've seen, like he is Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a really excellent pick. I was more shocked that it won Best Picture, personally.
Yes. I agree with you there, because I think his artistry in portraying oh my god, it's Freddie Mercury. How could I just forget that? Too many drugs. I thought it was amazing from what I've seen, and I have seen a lot behind. Even though I haven't gotten to watch the movie yet, I will be snatching it up the minute I can. And I watched a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and he was so amazing. And you know they exhumed Freddie Mercury so that Rami Malek could wear his teeth, right?
No, but they were
That's not
talking
true.
about
That's not
something with his teeth.
Well, he wore his teeth the entire filming. I mean, his fake Freddie Mercury
Yeah.
teeth. But it wasn't Freddie Mercury's real teeth.
Oh my god.
But they did exhume his body just to see.
No!
And here's the surprise.
Fuck you.
The coffin was empty.
He lives!
Yeah, he lives with Elvis and Aaliyah somewhere.
Oh, girl.
Yeah, so Lucas Hedges is having a moment.
He's in several things right now.
Yes, and I'm not a fan of him.
I don't like his face.
Forgive me. This is Beauty and the Bitch after all, but he is so plain looking that like no.
Maybe he's a really excellent actor. I couldn't tell you a thing he's been in, but I think I've seen him in something.
Well, speaking of that, John David Washington has been in. He was in The Book of Eli. Did you ever see that horrible shit show?
Yeah, with Denzel?
Yes,
I did see
Blind
that.
Denzel or
I
whatever.
did, yeah.
Oh my god, what a horror! And the entire time he's fucking protecting the Bible. Go home, Denzel. Go home, Denzel. Okay. He's also been in Ballers, which was a TV show.
I can't bring myself to watch Ballers because I know Dwayne The Rock Johnson is like totally fucking in that show. And like I just think of him as this like asexual amorphous of like strongness and comedy, and I just can't bring myself to like see him in that way.
You know what? It's kind of nice though, because we so often that is the white patriarchy sexualizes the black body. I'm with you in that. He's pretty much the only. I mean, we've talked. The Rock is fine,
Right.
Physically
Obviously.
beautiful, but we've talked before about he's not much of a sexual being.
He's not a sexual presence in my life.
Exactly, and I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I
me too.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because what's his face? That real sweet man everyone loves who was assaulted. That big buff black man who's on
Terry Crews?
Terry Crews. Even Terry Crews is not that sexual.
Yeah,
He makes
no.
jokes about his muscles and he'll go shirtless and stuff. but he also kind of tries to avoid that image, and it didn't save him. He still got, and I'm sure The Rock has had times where people groped his ass.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the black male body is, well, I know The Rock isn't really black, but a person of color male body is very sexualized, and people don't often talk about that. So anyway, that's all to say.
That's bringing Terry Crews up, like, I feel the same way about him. Like, I cannot... But obviously he's fucking hot.
He's gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, if I was at a restaurant and he walked over and said, I think you're beautiful, I'd love to have dinner with you, I would say yes immediately.
Right.
But I don't know. It's hard to describe. I just don't sexualize him that way. Which I think he likes and which he's into.
Which is also big for us because, like, we do that about all the things.
My male gaze is very uninhibited.
Yes.
I will male gaze anybody. And I do see their beauty, and I have thought about both their dicks, but that's just not what they put out in the world. And so I'm with you. I don't really want to see The Rock that way, just because we so often see black men that way.
Totally.
Men of color, I should say.
What else has he been on?
That's about it. He was also in a Malcolm X, but he was just a student.
Okay, so he's up and coming. He's up and coming.
He hasn't done a lot. And all of it is stuff that I'm not a fan of, except for BlacKkKlansman. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
You ready to move on to Best Performance by an Actress? Yes. So this is in musical or comedy. And you've got Constance Wu for Crazy Rich Asians. She's the lead, right? Charlize Theron for Tully. Don't know what that is. Elise Fisher for 8th Grade. Oh, the sweet baby. This is a horrible picture of her. Whoever did that is misogynistic. Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins, and Olivia Colman for The Favorite. Now, who was your pick to win, Morgie?
Olivia Colman.
Okay, so you knew.
Well, I just assumed that she would because of like how hyped The Favorite has been, just at least in Austin. And I thought her acceptance speech was so sweet because she was so shocked. And she like thanked, like she was so like dainty, and she was like thanking different people, and she was like, I'd like to thank my bitches, Emma and Rachel, who were like Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz were like her co-stars.
Emma Stone, yes.
And like basically her whole acceptance speech was just like, this was not a job. This was so like the most fun I've ever had in my life, just hanging out with these two women in like really fancy fucking dresses. And I just like related to that so much. Amen. I was just like, I bet they had the best fucking time.
Absolutely.
Like she played a literal queen.
Yes, queen. Yeah, that sounds like a great group of people to be part of. Forgive me, I don't know Olivia Colman. What do you know her from? Her face looks vaguely
I know her from British shit. I know her from very, very British
BBC
shit.
Person. I'll check her out too. I thought that what's-her-face, the younger Elsie Fisher, I thought she might have a chance, actually.
People loved 8th Grade. I also haven't had a chance to see it, but have heard that it's just like it captures like life so well, and am very interested in seeing it. But I also read that it's uncomfortable in that way too, that like 8th Grade could be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All 8th Grade is just a lesson in being uncomfortable, to be honest. Let's see. Olivia Colman's known for Tyrannosaur, The Lobster. Oh, I've heard of The Lobster. The Favorite, and Hot Fuzz. She's in Hot Fuzz.
Okay.
And she's also in The Crown. She plays Elizabeth II, obviously. Oh, she's in Les Mis, but it's a TV miniseries. I was like, who the fuck? She plays the thieving wife. You know, the one that takes care of Cosette at the beginning.
Oh,
and then at the end, they're like grave robbers. She plays her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and she plays Strawberry in Watership Down. Oh, my God. Have you seen that on Netflix or Hulu? It's I think it's a 4-part miniseries.
I love miniseries.
I do, too. And I love Watership Down. That shit is brutal.
Okay.
Girl, a rabbit will fuck you up. You didn't know, but I knew because I've seen it.
Well, now I learned.
Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. The nominees are John C. Reilly for Stan and Ollie, Robert Redford for The Old Man and the Gun, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Mary Poppins, and Christian Bale for Vice. Morgan, you know who won, but who is your pick to win?
I thought Robert Redford was going to take it home.
I kind of, in a similar kind of like Lifetime Achievement way. Yeah, I kind of thought he was too. John C. Reilly, we all knew was not going to win it. Love him, but no.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen, I think for the reasons we talked about, maybe is the reason he didn't get it. I thought Lin-Manuel Miranda had a good chance, just because he's so beloved. I feel like people want to give him awards.
He's going to
get
his. Yeah, he's going to get one soon.
But Christian Bale won it. And he's not looking very attractive to me right now, but no one asked my opinion. I don't like this beard on him at all.
Oh, I kind of dig it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
But obviously he did some pretty intense character work to go from that deep bearded British person to the fat ass, stupid ass Dick Cheney that we all know and hate. So no shock really that he won. It seemed like he did a good job with that performance.
People rave about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, best performance by an actress in a supporting role. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Amy Adams, Vice. Rachel Weisz, Vice, The Favorite. Emma Stone, The Favorite. Claire Foy, First Man. And Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk. Miss Regina King won and gave a beautiful speech.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Again, I'm so sorry. I haven't seen any of these. I'm such an asshole. I'm behind.
I think it's interesting and kind of a cop-out that both Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone got nominated because, like, it must be hard for them because, like, basically the whole movie is those three ladies and then just, like, subsequent, like, outside people. So, like, it'd be hard to nominate only two of them and then, like, one person is, like, the odd man out.
Sure. The one who obviously didn't get the nod.
So that's a choice. Amy Adams, I, again, haven't seen Vice, so I just, like, didn't even know she was in that movie. I did see lots of clips and trailers for First Man where Claire Foy really turns it up to be an American lady, but I didn't feel like, oh my God, what a performance.
You know, I love the way that Claire Foy's face, I love her structure of her face. Those big pillowy lips, and she's got a little bit of a butt chin, and these long, like, her cheekbones, like, go past her ears. They're huge. She's just stunning. I love her. Claire Foy.
She's gorgeous.
Well, she won a lot last year for Crown, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I think it's great that Regina King won.
And she looked so fucking good. Like, one of the best dresses of the evening. Fantastic.
Well, and everyone agrees my dress was the best, though.
Yeah, right? Some people say that.
Tell me you like my dress. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role. Okay, this is interesting. Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me. Do you know who that name is off the top of your head? You know Richard E. Grant?
No.
I'm looking at him. I don't know this motherfucker. But that's fine. Good for him. Sam Rockwell for Vice. Adam Driver for Black Klansman. Oh, he's looking so fine. Timothée Chalamet for Beautiful Boy.
Literally just a beautiful angel land mermaid. Like,
oh my
that
gosh,
person
she's
is
so
just
pretty.
so pretty.
Though I do think I'm very supportive of Timothée, as everyone is, but Beautiful Boy is essentially the exact same movie, isn't it? As
I don't know. I really don't know that much about it. About Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It looked very. I was like, girl, you being typecast now. Get out of there. And then say his name, Green Book. You said it so beautifully.
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. That's a great name. Mahershala Ali won for Green Book. I don't know. What are your thoughts, man?
I don't know that I had like a definitive winner when I was like, this is who I think will win. But when they said Mahershala Ali, I was like, that makes sense. Everything he touches is gold. We like as a people love Mahershala Ali, and everything that he's in, he's very captivating. So that makes sense.
I kind of thought Sam Rockwell might get it for Vice, but didn't he win last year for Billboards? He did. Probably
3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. He probably did. And also, they do this thing, it seems like, where like if one thing's gonna win, like if Christian Bale's gonna win for Best Actor, we're not gonna give Sam Rockwell Best Supporting Actor for the same film.
They try to spread the love.
It seems like they try to be diplomatic in that way, even though it's like purely based on votes. But that's how it seems to me.
I think that's probably fair. Okay, so we're down with that. Okay, now this is a big one, and this was a big surprise. Best Director of a Motion Picture. You've got Adam McKay for Vice, Spike Lee for Black Klansman, Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, and Alfonso
Cuarón.
Thank you so much. I'm so bad at everything. For Roma, which was a Netflix original. was and is a Netflix original. So I definitely thought Bradley Cooper was going to win this.
I did too.
Like,
100%.
for sure, 100% thought. And then I thought, well, maybe Spike Lee, as another kind of Lifetime Achievement nod, whether or not BlacKkKlansman really deserved it, but they gave it to a Netflix original, which is very
Netflix
exciting.
is doing just fine.
They sure are. They sure are. And we were just talking before we started recording. What they should do is do a fucking, these are our award-winning shows on your homepage so that you can watch all this shit that's won all these awards.
Yeah, it's a smart thing to do. They should pay us.
Well, and it's also, they should pay us. Everyone should pay us. It's also kind of shocking, but in a good way, because Roma is a foreign language film. It's a Mexican
And it
language
won
film,
for Best
or
Foreign
Spanish
Language Film, too.
It sure did, yeah, set in Mexico. So, that was really exciting to me. It blew me away. I didn't expect it, and I haven't, once again, seen this. But.
So he's won for several things over the last few years. Like, the people love Alfonso Cuarón. Famously, he directed Gravity. People were really drawn to Gravity. Starring Sandra Bullock.
Oh, Sandra Bullock.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name?
George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney.
Yeah. So he's done some stuff since that has like garnered some awards. He looked pretty surprised to win, so I thought that was interesting. But I think Netflix is so on the up and up, and I think even trash awards like Golden Globes acknowledging him as Best Director, it really like it gives them like more clout, and it's gonna like allow them to create more and better original content. So for us as viewers of Netflix, it's a win. For Netflix, it's a win. For Alfonso, it's a win. So all around, and for the people of fucking Mexico, it's a win.
Ayo.
It really is.
Okay. What about okay, I have no thoughts on best screenplay.
Who cares?
Yeah, Green Book won it. Who gives a shit? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
So at first I was like, oh, I can't believe that Disney movie didn't win. And then Aaron was like, well, Disney owns Marvel now, so that Disney movie did win.
That Disney movie did
win. But people are fucking obsessed with this new Spider-Man movie. I can't wait to see it because it definitely seems like a thing I'm interested in, like a multiverse of different types of Spider-Man that are like funny and like cool.
I've literally heard nothing but raves about it. So.
It has like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But I had to admit though, I thought that either The Incredibles 2, that Disney movie, or Isle of Dogs, the new what's his ass
Wes
movie?
Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
I saw that movie and I liked it, but I feel like you would only like that movie if you like Wes Anderson.
It was
films.
like peak
like
Wes
if you
Anderson.
were not in, if you're not in on the Wes Anderson oeuvre, you will not like Isle of Dogs.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Was it funny?
Yeah, in that Wes Anderson-y way, where it's like
really dry, droll.
yeah,
way.
and actually there were because these dogs live on Trash Island, there's a lot of like trash and like stuff, and there were a couple of moments that like made me really nauseous that were like graphic about like trash food and like dogs eating trash food, and like it was just like a lot for me. It was like a whole lot sometimes.
Wow, I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Best Motion Picture Foreign Language movie, Roma won. We already said that. Forgive me. There was a movie from Japan, one from Germany, one from Belgium, one from Lebanon, and then Roma from Mexico. So I don't know any of these movies.
And those are films.
Yeah, and they are films that exist. Best Original Score, who cares? Right?
Yeah, no.
We don't care. Though I will say, the man who did the score for Black Panther, Ludwig Göransson. Look at him. He's not who I'd expect. He's like a hipster-ass Austinite. That's why he looks like
why is he so young?
I know, young little white man with long crimped hair.
He's like in a band on Saturday evening.
know. So good for him. I mean, if he's single, I would have sex with him. I think. Okay, and then now I do want to talk about this. Best Original Song. Okay, so you had an Annie Lennox song from A Private War, Hello Goodbye, Into the West, Hello Goodbye. You had Revelation from Boy Erased. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
You had a fucking Dolly Parton song from Dumplin'.
Oh my god, Dumplin's so good.
Is Dumplin' the one on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
See, now, I tried to watch it. I didn't get into it. I don't know what it was.
I was very into it.
Well, and I support that. And I want to, I'm just going to give it another shot. Maybe I was in the wrong mood. All the Stars from Black Panther. Don't know about that. And then Shallow, Lady Gaga, Mark Ronson, Anthony Rosamondo, and Andrew Wyatt for A Star Is Born.
Woo, it takes a village.
I guess so. You said that song wasn't very good, eh? Or
I
you didn't like
I'm
it
just
very
like
much?
sick. To me, it's played out. Like, I'm tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Like, if it comes on the radio, I change the station.
You're finished.
Mm-hmm.
You said Lady
Yeah.
Gaga.
Yeah, like, whatever. That's just how I feel. Maybe other people are still into it. But people who've seen the movie, that I've heard feedback is that there are other songs that are way better. But that's just their opinion also.
Well, once again, I'm completely uneducated. I have no idea. So I am going to agree with you. Because normally
Blindly.
I think you're pretty smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I only said it to excuse my own ignorance. Okay, now this next one I do want to talk about. I'm sorry, hit the wrong button, so I don't have to load everything again. But it's happening. It's happening.
He's loading, he's thinking. He's a
Okay.
computer.
I am computer.
Oh my God.
You are the bitch.
That just reminded me. Okay, fuck you. But I'm going to plug
this computer.
something funny for people who need funny things at the end of this.
Oh, good. Good. So, best television series. Nominees are Pose, Killing Eve, which I really want to see.
Me too.
Homecoming, starring Julia Roberts on Prime Video. Just Bodyguard, which like took the UK by storm.
Yeah, and is fully available on Netflix for free, and I thought looked like trash, so never watched it, but apparently it's all of the rage.
It's like so good, supposedly. And The Americans, which of course won.
I think it's the final season of The Americans
I think
coming
so too.
up.
Yes.
People love The Americans. I've never seen it. I see the appeal. It actually really seems like a kind of thing I would enjoy, but it just seems like a daunting thing to take on.
Because there's so many seasons.
Yeah,
or...
and it's like heavy and long.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't do those. I don't do shows like Bodyguard. Sorry, that's too real life. I don't do shows like The Americans. All those, like, anything that is at all like West Wing, I don't want to watch. I'm just put it out there right now.
Like basically the opposite.
You are. You really are. Which is why we lick the platter clean a lot of the time.
Yes.
Pose, which I think is on FX. I've heard great things about that, but it's hard to find if you don't have cable.
Yeah.
It's about
FX is one of those hard things to
it's really hard to get to. Pose is about drag queens and queer kids living in New York during the like Paris is Burning times is what I've heard. I literally haven't been able to watch any of it. I would love to, but it's just I can't. So
so many restrictions.
I know, but I love that Pose got a good nomination.
Yeah, that's great.
Really
that's awesome.
And then Killing Eve. Hulu shows me all these fucking trailers for this. It looks really good, but it also, something about it, it looks like it was filmed in the 90s. I don't like the cinematography. Okay. Yeah, it turns me off. But everyone loves, what's her ass?
Sandra.
Sandra Oh, yes.
Sandra
Oh. Okay, so best television musical or comedy. Now this, we care about this, I think, or at least I do. So you've got The Kaminsky Method, Barry, the Bill Hader show, The Good Place, Kidding, starring Jim Carrey on Showtime.
Which I had never heard of until this award show.
Me neither. And I fucking love Jim Carrey.
I know.
And The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon, which won last year, correct?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So The Kaminsky Method won. Now, Morgie, have you watched The Kaminsky Method?
No, and I was shocked to hear those words come out of their mouth.
Yes. So I was too. I binged the 6 episodes of The Kaminsky Method that are currently out. It's a Netflix original series. It stars, what are their asses? They're both so fucking famous. Stars 2 famous men. And I have to tell you, so I did binge it, and it's kind of a rough show to binge.
Okay.
It's not, I wouldn't say, Michael Douglas and Alan Arkin are the 2 stars. Michael Douglas is great in it, I think. Alan Arkin's okay.
Oh.
Well, just in my opinion. But I was shocked that this won.
Yeah.
Over the other nominees, over The Fucking Good Place, which is like taking the world by storm.
Over The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Which won last year. Over Barry, which won last year too,
It won
right?
some stuff at the Emmys, I think.
Yeah. Oh, at the Emmys. Yeah. So it's like, I was just, maybe they gave it love for that reason, though. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Maybe it's one of those lifetime achievement things.
I mean, could definitely be.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas is really good in it.
That's cool.
I will say.
That's cool.
It's about, you know what it really is? It's like Frankie and Grace, but with old straight men.
Oh, interesting.
It's very much that.
Okay.
So, like, it's funny, but it's also really sad. There's a lot of sad stuff that they talk about and, like, live through. I liked it. It made me laugh. Like, I would say in 6 episodes, I probably got 5 good, like, chuckles. Real chuckles, though. And then I got teary-eyed twice. So that gives you... But I never cried. I just got teary-eyed. That was something I really had a problem with watching The Kaminsky Method. It is not schmaltzy or, like, sentimental at all. But sometimes you need just that touch of sentimental to let you release. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they never do that. If they're going to set up something as sweet, they immediately undercut it. Which, I understand why they do that. And, like, that's a conscious choice. But, like, I felt kind of emotionally blue-balled, because it never gives you that chance to cry. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So anyway, I didn't think that show won, personally, but whatever. No one asked me.
Interesting.
Let's see. Do we want to talk about... So here's what we have left, Morgie. Best performance by an actress in a limited series. Same for actor. Same for limited series in general. Why don't we skip down to... performance by an actress in a drama.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Are you going to be mad?
No.
Okay, cool. You're so angry, I can tell. Okay, so this is a star-filled fucking nomination group. So you've got Elizabeth Moss, the Scientologist in The Handmaid's Tale.
Which she will forever be known as.
Forever be known as. Katarina Balfe for Outlander. Oh, she's the lead of Outlander?
Yeah, and also when they said her name, they were like, Katrina Balfe. And I was like, in what world is that her name?
They didn't know either. See, they're pulling McParkers. Sandra Oh for Killing Eve. Carrie Russell for The Americans. And Julia Robert for Homecoming. So who won, Morgie?
First of all, I love the way you just pronounced Julia Roberts' name.
Well, it seems fair. I mispronounced everyone else's name, so I was like, I mispronounced this white lady's name too.
What did I think? I wasn't sure. Again, I haven't seen The Americans, but people just fucking love it. So I wasn't going to be surprised if Carrie won.
Carrie Russell won.
But watching Sandra Oh's face when she won, and her speech was so beautiful.
It was. And her dress was also
She
stunning.
looked so gorgeous.
Who doesn't love Sandra Oh? I think she's a beloved actress.
I don't know.
I think people sleep on her and, like, forget about her a lot. Probably because in Hollywood there's only allowed to be 1 or 2 Asians, actresses and actor at any one time. But I think I've loved Sandra Oh since, what was that medical show?
Grey's Anatomy?
Which I hate Grey's Anatomy, but I love Sandra Oh. And that's where I came across her.
Yeah, her winning was just all around like an excellent thing.
Can we talk for a moment, though, about her co-hosting with Andy Samberg? We haven't talked about that yet. Let's take a break from just that. We've only got a few nominees left to talk about and stuff, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought they were a horrible combination.
I liked some of it. I thought they did a couple of things that really, really landed, and I think probably for me the most, and probably for a lot of people, the most iconic thing that happened is she made a joke about, we're so proud to have Crazy Rich Asians cast here. Constance Wu was like the first person to be nominated, first Asian American to be nominated for like a film since Ghost in the Shell and Aloha, where Emma Stone famously played an Asian American and is not, and where Scarlett Johansson famously played just a straight up Asian woman and is not. And in the audience, Emma Stone goes, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, it was so funny.
And then Sandra Oh just puts her hand on her chest and has like a moment where she's like, "Thank you," you know, like she like recognizes it and then just like moves on.
Yeah. I also thought that was iconic. I didn't know if it was Emma Stone or Scarlett Johansson, so thank you for telling me because I couldn't.
There.
Oh, she wasn't there.
No.
Okay.
And she has not apologized and will not apologize. But Emma Stone famously is like, I made a mistake.
Oh, yeah, because Scarlett Johansson's much icier as far as the image. Like, she doesn't need, you know. But Emma Stone's very much like that girl next door.
She's needy too. She's like, everybody love me.
Yes. She's kind of like what's her face from Mean Girls, who we love, who's a drug addict now. You know,
Lindsay.
She's kind of like if Lindsay Lohan's career had not been thrown off the rails by her own behavior, I feel like Lindsay Lohan would be the Emma Stone. Yes, they do both have red hair. We're not allowed to have too many red hair people at once.
Emma dyes it, I think, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't think
it looks
it's natural.
so natural
I
on
don't
her.
think so, but she's pretty.
Well,
so that was
Lindsay
iconic.
Lohan don't have red hair anymore anyway.
And they had a couple other good moments, but they were a really weird combination to put together.
I didn't like it. I think Andy Samberg by himself would have been better, to be perfectly honest with you. But maybe it was because they were like, we don't want just like a white straight man hosting.
100%. They're like, they can't do that.
But like Sandra Oh is not, I just don't think she's a natural host. I think she's an amazing actress.
She definitely looked like she felt uncomfortable.
Yes.
And I think she even said that at some point where she was like, this is a really like going out on a limb thing for me.
Well, and that was a really awkward, cringy moment, I thought, because with exactly that part that you're talking about, she was like, this is really uncomfortable, but I took this because I wanted to be here for this moment of change. Mm-hmm. And then she tries to get really serious. Mm-hmm. And do you remember one person who doesn't realize she's being serious and starts to laugh? Do you remember this happening?
Yeah.
She's like, I see you. Because you're in front of me. And one person goes like, they're like the one person.
Yeah.
And then she like doubles down on seriousness. I was like, oh, this is awkward.
That was a moment for sure.
It was not. And you know, whatever.
Well, and it's
a hard thing to do.
Like all the award shows are in this time where it's like, we have to acknowledge like every little thing that's going on or we're not like woke enough.
Sure.
You know, and that was like their moment to be like, look, we're woke. She's Asian. Here she is. She's saying all the words about how important this is.
Right.
And Andy Samberg's like, I'm going to just step out over here.
Right. I'm just here for the jokes.
Yeah. Which he's great at.
I miss, well, they can't bring him back because it's too iffy, but what's his face from the original Office who always used to host the Golden Globes?
Ricky Gervais?
I miss Ricky Gervais.
Did he do it a lot? I remember.
He did it, for like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he always roasted people so hard. And that's why they did that whole, now we're going to roast you. But it was
and they were like,
nice
thank you, you're so good.
Yeah, it didn't, that's played out. I just didn't like them together. I vetoed that whole thing. Best performance by an actor in a dramatic TV series. You've got Richard Madden for Bodyguard. Is that Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah, the King of the North.
Okay, he looks fucking horrible in this picture. I'm going to show you. It doesn't even fucking look like him, and I'm disgusted. Jason Bateman from Ozark.
Which I forgot existed.
Yeah, people rave about it, but I was like, girl, this isn't
couldn't get
my type
into
of thing.
it.
Yeah, I'm not into that shit. Stephen James for Homecoming. Billy Porter for Pose. Billy Porter, I know. That's a gay icon right there. And Matthew Rhys?
Yep.
For The Americans. Okay, first of all, look at this picture of Richard Madden. Girl, no. This looks like some Green Goblin Richard Madden. He doesn't look cute at all there.
There's not even facial hair.
I know, he looks really bad.
Ooh, honestly. I don't like it.
I know, I'm very disgusted. That's not the Richard Madden I know, but he definitely won for Bodyguard. I think that's deserved.
I was shocked because, again, I fully had seen many trailers for that show and just thought it was like
trash.
Some trash Netflix thing. Like, you know how Netflix does. Like, they turn out good stuff, they turn out trash stuff. That, to me, I was like, just immediately file that in the trash pile and move on.
Yep.
But turns out, I guess it's good.
It's supposed to be amazing.
Shocking to me.
I mean, good for him. I'm happy. I love him. This picture's gonna haunt me, though.
Yeah, it's a terrible photo.
It's like really bad.
No shockers from the best performance by an actress category, though.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we have already said that Rachel Brosnahan won for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. This is her second year in a row to win. Normally, this is a category that at award shows Julia Louis-Dreyfus cleans up in.
Yep.
But Veep has been on hiatus and will be back next year. And probably Julia will come back and claim her throne at the award series for the final season of Veep.
As long as it's a good season.
Yeah. But I think Rachel Brosnahan is just like so fucking talented and is like so good as Mrs. Maisel that it's so deserved.
Well, you're definitely not alone. I mean, the word of mouth about that show is huge.
Also, fun fact that you'll like about her, she is rumored to be married to a person, and she and her partner are very, very private in their relationship, so it's very unconfirmed, but for many years they have maybe been married. Jason Ralph, Quentin Coldwater from The Magicians.
There was a picture of them on the red carpet,
and
people
cute
were like, who knew?
Also, he looked fine as hell at this award show. His hair and those glasses he was wearing, it was working.
Yes, I'm very into him.
Yeah.
Yes. This is an interesting group of women, though, I will say, and I'm not saying Rachel Brosnahan doesn't deserve it, because like I said, word of mouth and etc., but she was up against Kristen Bell for The Good Place, Candice Bergen for Murphy Brown, Alison Brie for Glow, and Deborah Messing from Will and Grace.
To me,
Interesting.
the only competition I personally felt for her was Allison Brie.
I totally agree, actually.
Because I thought the second season of Glow was, like, fantastic, and she really, really shined, and I think she's a really good actress. Candice Bergen, I just, like, fucking remakes with her and Deborah Messing. I'm just like, it's so played out. You had your moment, and, like, I love a good reboot, but, like, I'm not trying to, like,
do something new.
Shower you with
Please
awards.
Do something new. Yes. And Kristen Bell in The Good Place, I think she's the least like. She's vanilla.
She's great, but like that show just does not get the love. That show does not get the love. I really love The Good Place, and it's one of the only shows that I keep up with, like as it airs, through Hulu. But the people just don't give it the love.
No, and let's see. It was nominated for Best Show, and she was nominated for Best Actress, but that's it, I think.
And also, like, the level of, like, effort and work that goes into this, like, The Good Place for her specific role. Yes, it's hard, and it's whatever, and she does a great job, but, like, what Rachel Brosnahan is doing is, like, next fucking level.
Well, here's the thing about Kristen Bell in The Good Place. What acting does that involve, really? You just said it was hard. Is it really? Like, I don't think that seems like the easiest role of all time. I mean, it's an ensemble cast. She plays the most vanilla character. She's just a little bit spicy. I would have been shocked had she won, frankly. I'm glad she didn't. Not that I have a problem with Kristen Bell. I like her, but
yeah, she's lovely.
You know, and I love The Good Place. I'm just saying, like, if we're awarding like difficult jobs, I don't believe that's a difficult job. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I've never been on that set.
Girl, can we talk about fucking limited series for a minute?
Let's do it.
There's this whole, for the past many years, there's all these like American crime story things that I guess are on FX, and they always fucking clean up. Like there was like that OJ Simpson one, and then there was like another one, and now there's this the assassination of Gianni Versace,
which has been cleaned
up. It cleaned up,
yeah,
and it's just like I don't know where to get those because again FX, and I just feel like I'm really missing out, and I love a limited series, like something I can binge, and then it's just like done forever.
Yeah,
like
that's your shit.
I'm very into that.
So we've got assassination. Yes, I couldn't say any part of that name. The Alienist, Escape at Danny Mora, which I really want to see actually, which is weird for me, but I don't know why I'm into it. Sharp Objects,
which was fantastic.
Okay. And A Very English Scandal.
Which I really want to see because, like, I just like anything that's, like, a very English fill in the blank.
You're very into that.
Tune in.
Yes. The assassination... Why can I say that?
It's like a lot of fucking words.
Assassination of Gianni Versace, The American Crime Story. Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. So that won Best Limited Series. And then Darren Criss won for Best Actor in a Limited Series. He is cute. I love him. Ever since his Glee days. He beat out old Benedict Cumberbatch for Patrick Melrose.
Yeah, which that thing he was in, Benny, I was like, I never even heard of that thing. But Benny's good in all stuff, but still.
And he's won everything. Actually, Darren Criss also beat out Antonio Banderas, Danielle Brühl, and Hugh Grant.
For the very British
The very
thing.
English Scandal, yeah. You know what? I'm not a limited series person.
I so am, and I ate up Sharp Objects, and it was made so well. I was very surprised that it did not win, but I haven't seen any of these American crime stories because they don't make it available for me.
Do you think that Amy Adams should have won Best Actress in the limited series?
No. Okay. I think, what is her name? Patricia Clarkson, who did win for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, I'm sorry, Patricia Clarkson. You mean Patricia Arquette?
No, a different Patricia. Patricia Clarkson was in Sharp Objects and won Best Performance in a Supporting Role.
Oh, I see.
For a limited series.
Oh, I see.
So she plays Amy Adams' mom in that show.
Okay.
I wasn't super surprised that Patricia Arquette won because people love Patricia Arquette in the Best Actress category, but I was going to be shocked if Patricia Clarkson lost for her role in Sharp Objects because she was every Southern, like, Southern Belle, racist, backwards ass, like, heiress, fucking drunk ass. Like, she was so like typecast of that kind of person, like stereotype.
She
like,
plays that kind of character.
Like she wears
too.
heels that match her nightgown every evening in her fucking plantation mansion that she inherited from the last like 10 generations of her racist ass family in Missouri. She fucking nailed it. They were so good together, but Patricia Clarkson was particularly fantastic.
I think, I'm double checking, but I think Patricia Clarkson was the first, she originally had a role in the Miss Firecracker pageant.
Oh.
I'm double checking.
I don't even know what that means.
Ooh, let me pull it up here. It's hard for me to multitask.
Miss Firecracker.
Miss Firecracker contest, I think is what it's called. My best friend, my number one best friend, Morgan.
Oh my God.
Oh no, my friend from college, Jay, who's been on this podcast with us.
Hey, baby.
That was her thesis show.
Oh, shit.
But now it's not coming up.
Patricia Clarkson is one of those like Jessica Lange type people that like has had such a great resurgence in her career. Like she as like in like the later half of her life has just been like such a powerhouse, like especially as like a supporting person who has just aged so gracefully.
Oh my God.
Just like skin of porcelain.
She has to have had work, can I just say though, because white does crack. And that skin ain't cracked a bit.
All I know is her work did good, because I've seen people who get work, usually you're like, that bitch got work. But you look at Patricia Clarkson and she's like, look at that precious little angel.
Aww.
Her precious little angel face.
So what I was trying to say, my friend, is that I thought that Patricia Clarkson originated the role of Elaine Rutledge in the Miss Firecracker contest, but it turns out none of that's correct. So never mind. Never mind. It is a really good play, though. It's like a Southern Gothic comedy.
Oh, I bet she'd be good as fucking that, though.
Yes, I bet she would be.
In the
Well,
day-day.
essentially, it's that role you were describing, which is why I was like, oh, this is obvious, but whatever. Okay.
Well, good for her, though.
Yeah, I'm happy for her, and I love her. I will say, though, I mean, she beat out Miss Thandie Newton, who we love, for Westworld. She beat out Yvonne Strahovski.
Sure, that's a person.
No, she's the wife from The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
And I do think she's really good.
That's a hella name.
Yvonne. It's probably Yvonne, not Yvonne. Penelope Cruz, The
Gorgeous.
Assassination of Gianni Versace, The American Crime Story. Beat her out. And also, the beloved Alex Borstein.
Man, and she really is like so good in Maisel.
She looking like a man.
Yeah, she does.
She's that character.
She does, yeah.
I used to love her on Mad TV. She was my favorite on Mad TV.
She's so great, and I mean, it's great that they're at least recognizing how good her work is in Maisel. But we'll see how they do next year or at the next TV award show.
Okay. I mean, there are a few more categories here and there we haven't talked about. Kieran Culkin was up for an award. He didn't win. That's all I really care about.
I think we should talk about the two big awards they gave out before we wrap up.
Ooh, let's do it.
So they have always had the Cecil B. DeMille Award that they award to, I think that's what it's called, to like an actor who has like an outstanding achievement in like a film career, which they awarded to Jeff Bridges, who in the style of Jeff Bridges prepared 0% for his speech and then meandered for far, far too long. And so that was an interesting thing. But it was nice to see like a video recap of his highlights of career. And I think he's also a person who has mostly excelled in the latter half of his career. Like he did a shit ton of stuff when he was younger. But all of his iconic work is from the Coen brothers and onward, all of it, and he's good at that, what he does with that.
Oh yeah.
Then they created a brand new award this year that they are going to award every year from here on out for outstanding work in television, and it's called the Carol Burnett Award.
Oh, I
and
love
the
that.
very first recipient at the award show was Carol Burnett, and it's nice to see her also because she very much still has it together mentally. You know, like when they parade around older beloved actors that like are kind of losing it, that it's very, very sad to watch. It wasn't like that with Carol Burnett. She did a great job. She came with the jokes. Steve Carell did the dedication to the award and also like gave her the award. And he did such a fantastic job. Also aging like a fine wine, that Steve Carell.
Oh, I know.
What a
He's
little
looking
peach.
good.
Oh, he looks good like a silver fox. I'm very into it. But he just gave the most moving speech about how important the work that Carol Burnett has put in over time, is, and she paved the way for women in comedy and generally just an American treasure.
Oh, yeah.
It was wonderful.
Well, she has that current show. Speaking of her still being sharp, I'm looking it up right now. I watch it. It's called like The New Kids or the...
Oh, holy shit. I had no idea.
And she's pretty funny in it. I don't think the show's going to be like a hit or anything. But it's called... Oh my fucking God, it's not coming up. Am I crazy? Am I confusing her with someone else?
Ooh, I don't know.
I think I might be. I'm very embarrassed.
Well, that's okay.
It's that we talked about. It's that show on Hulu about 4 old people.
Yeah, I don't know if that is her.
It's not Carol Burnett. It's that woman who did Mama's House.
Yeah.
What's her name? I'm so sorry, Carol Burnett.
What is her name? Wait, no, that was Carol Burnett.
That was Carol Burnett?
She did Mama's House. She was like, Mama, I'm in the kitchen and I'm drinking a beer.
It's Vicki Lawrence. Vicki Lawrence. Yes. I promise you.
Was Carol Burnett also in Mama's House?
Okay, so let me look at, okay, so I think, first of all, it's saying it's called Mama's Family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And no, she wasn't. No, and it's Vicki Lawrence. That's who I've been thinking of the entire fucking time. Wow, I don't even know who fucking Carol Burnett is. No, I do.
So they did also like a collection of like clips and stuff to highlight her career as part of this memorial. And I watched it and I didn't see any clips from the motion picture Annie, where Carol Burnett was famously Miss Hannigan.
Yes.
And maybe I just missed it because it all happened so quickly. But I was like, how was like half of this role not her as Miss Hannigan? Because it's
one
so
of the most
iconic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I said the most iconic. That's enough
we
whiskey.
Know what
That's
you
enough whiskey.
We know what you meant.
We
She's
know
iconic.
who you are. We can read your
trash.
So yeah, it's Vicki Lawrence. I'm sorry, she plays Margaret in The Cool Kids, which is a TV series right now.
Cool,
and
cool.
let the record stand. Why did I confuse them? Old white ladies with red hair.
Same.
You see, y'all,
They're
I can't do it.
same.
I can't
They're
do
the
it. I confuse
same.
everybody.
Woo!
Well, I'm glad she won. Of course it was deserved. That goes without saying.
Also, like, when he was talking about the award, he, like, made a joke about, like, we wonder who's gonna win the award. And they panned to her backstage, and she was, like, crossing her fingers, and she was like, please, 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 please.
She's so cute.
It was really cute. It's precious.
Carol Burnett's actually my grandmother. Did you know that?
She'd be a great grandmother,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
goals.
Snatched.
Yeah.
Snatched. Yes.
So wonderful.
So Morgie, speaking of great grandmothers, where can people find us online?
Well, your grandmother's, she's going to be lost.
What?
She's going to forget her Facebook password and
Yes,
start
she is.
a new Facebook.
Yes, she is.
My grandmother literally did that. And when we were home for Christmas, I was like, let me help you forget your password so you can just log back into your old Facebook. And she was like, no, baby, I started a new one. And then she was like, how do I transfer all of my pictures and friends from one page to my new page? And I just changed the subject.
Yeah.
I was like, Grandma, we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
You're not ready? That's fine.
You know what? My older sister also had to do that. She lost her password and then started a whole new Facebook page. And I was like, y'all, this is not how
I can't with these people.
Yeah.
These people could just ask one fucking person. But anyways, if they ever figure their passwords out, they can find us on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We on all the social medias. You can find us at Beauty and the Bitch or at B&B Cast.
Do you know what we're not on? I was thinking about Tumblr.
LinkedIn.
Well, either. Well, you're on LinkedIn, but we're not on LinkedIn. And you know why? I don't want to be on Tumblr. Fuck Tumblr. I don't like people who are into Tumblr. I realize.
That's a strong stance.
It's a hot take, but I
I'm
believe
just like
it.
lazy, so I'm not about that life.
People get so in their feelings on Tumblr, and it's probably the most politically correct place on earth. And yes, I do like some political correctness, but as a former drag queen, I also don't have that much time for political correctness. And Tumblr, now that the porn's gone, is nothing but those people, and I've had enough.
If we get good at life enough and like ambitious enough, maybe we'll make a subreddit for Beauty and the Bitch pop culture.
Now that we should do. Now that's a social media site I'm into.
Yeah, maybe we'll get there. But you can find us on all the basic ass ones.
Yeah.
We all up in there. We even have a YouTube page, Mickey.
Oh, that's not basic at all. That's fancy as hell.
Hella fancy.
That's hella fancy.
We had to check a box for that and sign our soul away.
We sure did, and it was worth it. Yes, we not only do we have almost every single episode
Except
of the
for
podcast.
just that one.
Just that one.
It's gone.
Yeah, it was trash, so we got rid of it. We also have playlists, so if you want to listen to all of our Harry Potter deets, you want to listen to all of our comic book deets, you want to listen to all of our Lord of the Rings deets, we've got all of that information pulled together into a playlist. Just search Beauty and the Bitch on YouTube. We'll pop right up.
Also have all these fantastic Let's Play / Let's Queer video game playthroughs with Mickey. The most recent one he did was Witcher 3.
That's true.
And it's hilarious.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is over now. It's 40 episodes long, so come spend some time with me.
So check that out there. Please subscribe to wherever you are listening to this podcast right now. Like it, give it a 5-star review, share it with your friends. That's how we get new listeners, and we really appreciate it.
And also, little in fact, every time you give a 5-star review, Morgan and I get new sweaters. They send us new sweaters.
It's so true. Yeah. They all just say Apple on it, but we like our Apple sweaters.
Yeah, we love an Apple sweater.
Like so when you're done checking out all of that shit, feel free to find me personally on Instagram at Morganized Mess or at the website by the same name.
Oh, look at her. You can't find me anywhere, so don't look, bitch.
Look for him under a rock.
That's where I'll be living. There. That's where, you know why? It's the only place I can get some fucking peace and quiet.
Honestly.
I had enough.
Honestly.
I've had enough.
Do you have anything that you've been loving in life that you want to share?
You know what? I actually, even though I wasn't a huge fan of it, we've been talking all this episode about how difficult it is to find this stuff, especially, this near to when stuff was released. The Kaminsky Method, like I said, I binged all 6 episodes of that last night on Netflix. It's easy to find. Are you like me and haven't seen anything? If so, go watch the Kaminsky Method so you can at least have seen one thing.
Girl, that's a start.
Yeah, it's a start.
Yeah.
What about you, Morgie?
I am pretty late to the game on this, but I'm going to plug it anyways. I recently watched John Mulaney's Radio City Music Hall special called Kid Gorgeous, which is a Netflix original comedy special. And it was pure fucking magic.
I've heard it's great.
It's like so good and witty and relevant and political without like getting too much into the weeds. And he's quick. Like his set just like flows. And also Radio City's a really big venue to play, and he worked the stage. Like he worked it.
Look at that rockhead over there. Look at him kicking and leaping.
It was fantastic. I would watch it again, and that's kind of saying a lot for like a comedy special because you already know all the jokes.
Sure, yeah.
But it was like hilarious. I was like crying at some points. You
know what? I'm gonna give an anti-plug. Normally we don't do this, but I watched the new Ellen DeGeneres special.
Oh, tell me more.
I didn't laugh one time.
Oh, girl!
I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm over Ellen DeGeneres.
Ooh, bold statement.
Yeah, well,
honestly, I kind of am too.
She's been standing up for old what's his fast tiny homophobic man.
Who?
The one who did the homophobic tweets and got kicked off hosting.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. She was like, we have to get Kevin Hart back in here. And I was like, you fucking bitch. You're more of a star than you are a queer person at this point. That's what that means to me. I'm through with Kevin Hart. I shan't be watching anything else with Kevin Hart. I'm done.
Well, the good news is he doesn't do very many good things, so you'll be fine.
Shade. Oh, tiny man.
Yeah, he never apologized and was just like, not sorry.
No,
which,
and so fuck him then.
It doesn't hurt anyone to say, like, I'm an apologist. Like, you could say I did anything, and I'd be like, even if it wasn't true, I'd be like, I'm sorry that you think that I did that thing.
Well, and with me, I'm like, I don't apologize, but also I'm not working off of fame. You know what I mean? Like, fame, PR, that has nothing to do. He literally said he would kill his son if he was gay. Yes, it was a joke, but that's not a funny joke.
It's not
That's
funny.
Fucking evil.
It's
and I would probably spit in his face. Well, no, because that's assault.
Yeah, and then you might go to prison.
I would spit on the ground beside him if I saw him. Like, I really don't like him.
Ooh, so anti-plugs by Mickey. Yeah. And y'all, that's just how we roll here at Beauty and the Bitch. We love some stuff, and then we're going to spit in your face.
Yeah, except not really, because that is considered assault, and I do not want to go to jail. But I'll spill ground beside you all day long. I'll vomit.
Okay, well, that's next level.
Yeah, well, I don't like him.
Well, tune in to our next episode to find out if Mickey ever vomited on the ground at Kevin Hart's feet.
Yeah.
Might happen.
Bye, BBs.
Bye.
I bet if he was taller, he wouldn't be so homophobic.
Oh, you
There's a hot
farts!
take right there. Tiny ass little bastard. I've had enough of him. I really am very angry at him.
Do you have a home? Beauty in the bed.
You
look.
Beauty in the bed.
Beauty in the bed.
Beauty in the bed.